Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, where did it all go? You're not alone. In fact, according to a recent survey by the National Financial Educators Council, the average American lost over $1,800 in 2023 due to financial illiteracy. That's not a missed investment or unexpected bill. That's money simply lost from not knowing better. Money mistakes don't just happen to people living paycheck to paycheck. They happen to all of us: students, working professionals, small business owners, even seasoned investors. And the most frustrating part, most of these mistakes are entirely preventable. So in today's episode of Money Mindset Hub, we're breaking down the 5 most common money mistakes that people make, and more importantly, how to avoid them. We're not here to guilt you or lecture you. We're here to empower you with relatable stories, practical advice, and a mindset shift that could help you reclaim control over your financial life. Whether you're just starting out or looking to sharpen your financial edge, this episode is for you. So grab a coffee, plug in those earbuds, and let's have an honest conversation about money, because your future self will thank you for it. Let's start with the obvious but often overlooked one: living without a budget. Budgeting might sound boring or restrictive, but not having one is like trying to drive across the country without GPS. You might get somewhere, but it probably won't be where you intended. Here's the truth: every dollar needs a destination, not a prison, a purpose. I once worked with a client, let's call her Melissa. She was a freelance designer making decent income, but she was constantly stressed about money. Why? She had no idea where it was going. After sitting down and tracking just 1 month of spending, she realized she was spending over $600 on food delivery and random Amazon purchases. That's $7,200 a year, nearly a third of her rent. When we mapped out a flexible budget, one that allowed her to enjoy life while setting limits, everything changed. She felt more in control, and within 6 months, she built her first emergency fund. Here's your actionable step. Start simple. Track your expenses for 30 days. Categorize them. Use tools like YNAB, Mint, or even a Google Sheet. Once you see where your money is going, you can decide where you want it to go next. Mistake number 2: using credit to maintain a lifestyle you can't afford. Listen, credit cards are tools, not lifelines, but many people fall into the trap of using them to stretch their income. I'll share a quick story about my college roommate, Jason. We were both broke students, but Jason always had the latest gadgets, name brand clothes, and even flew home first class once. Turns out he was living off of 5 different credit cards. By graduation, he had over $12,000 in credit card debt and no job. The worst part? He didn't even remember most of the stuff he bought. Credit card debt has an average interest rate of over 20%. That's financial quicksand. Every month, that debt grows, making it harder and harder to climb out. Here's your move. If you're carrying a balance, stop using the cards. Create a payoff plan. Use the debt snowball method, smallest to largest, or the avalanche method, highest interest first. And if you're already feeling overwhelmed, consider consolidating with a lower interest personal loan or balance transfer. Credit can be helpful when used wisely. But if it's enabling lifestyle inflation, it's a trap in disguise. Let's talk about rainy days, because they come whether we're ready or not. Mistake number 3 is not having an emergency fund. Imagine your car breaks down tomorrow, or you lose your job, or you get hit with a $2,000 medical bill. Would you be covered or crushed? A study by Bankrate found that only 44% of Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. That's not just a statistic, that's a real stressor. I remember when my water heater broke. It was winter, I had guests staying over, and it cost nearly $1,200 to replace. Thankfully, I had an emergency fund. So I paid it, moved on, and didn't lose sleep. But years ago, that would have wrecked me. Here's your next step. Your goal is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved. But don't get overwhelmed. Start with $500, then $1,000, then keep going. Treat it like a non-negotiable bill. Automate it. Hide it in a separate savings account if needed. Peace of mind isn't just a feeling, it's a financial asset. Mistake number 4 is a big one, waiting too long to invest. Too many people say, I'll start investing when I make more money. But here's the thing, they usually don't, because when income increases, so does lifestyle. And time, not money, is the most powerful factor in building wealth. Let's do a quick comparison. If you start investing $200 a month at age 25, by 65 you'll have around $525,000, assuming a 7% return. If you start at 35, you'll have only about $245,000. That's nearly half as much just for waiting 10 years. Starting early is the cheat code to wealth. Even if you can only invest $50 a month, start. Use a Roth IRA or your 401k or apps like Acorns or Fidelity. The key takeaway, start small, start soon, and stay consistent. You don't have to know everything to begin, just begin. The last mistake? Ignoring financial education. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already ahead of the game. But far too many people leave their financial future to chance, or worse, to TikTok trends. No shame here, we weren't taught this stuff in school, but it's never too late to learn. I challenge you to become the CFO of your own life. Read one personal finance book a month. Follow experts like Ramit Sethi, Tori Dunlap, or listen to our podcast at Money Mindset Hub. Learn about investing, saving, negotiating, and building wealth. Why? Because the more you know, the more empowered you are to make better decisions and avoid costly mistakes. Remember, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. All right, let's do a quick recap of the 5 common money mistakes we covered today. 1. Not budgeting. Track your spending and give every dollar a job. 2. Living off credit. Use credit wisely, not emotionally. 3. No emergency fund. Save for the unexpected before it becomes a crisis. 4. Delaying investing. Time in the market beats timing the market. 5. Skipping financial education. Learn continuously. Invest in yourself. Money isn't just math, it's mindset. And by avoiding these common traps, you're already stepping into a more empowered, confident version of yourself. If this episode sparked something in you, do me a favor. Like this episode if you found it helpful. Subscribe to Money Mindset Hub so you never miss a money smart moment. And hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when a new episode drops. Until next time, I'm Raul Sofa, and remember, your money is a tool. Use it to build a life you love.